Welcome to the Rude Dude Podcast. Are you tired of sorry ass bums who got sober to be boring as fuck? We made some bad decisions and fried most of our brain cells, but we saved a couple to bring you this show.
I'm Cam, and my partner is Hen, and we're here to do the exact opposite. At Rude Dude Recovery, we bring the lighter side of recovery to your ears every Monday. Are you interested in things like how to navigate anxiety, depression without using substances? How about telling Aunt Mildred that you can't come to her 97th birthday party?
Tell Aunt Mildred you're not interested in her fucking birthday party.
Are you a selfish asshole?
Come to the Rude Dude Podcast, where if you're not too uncomfortable with your sexuality to hear two grown men tell each other they love each other, give us a spin.
Rude Dude Recovery is not only for people with substance abuse problems. This is a podcast for everyone.
If you feel like having fun and learning new ways to become a better person, this show's for you. We welcome you to the Rude Dude Podcast.
Word.
Hello and welcome to Just Us Thinking. I'm your host, Michael.
And I'm your co-host, Rebecca.
And I'm your AV guy, Mikey.
And we're going for another show.
We're going to go into the digital cloud.
So digital. Basically streaming.
Streaming, yep.
So,
there's so many options out there. It's crazy.
So now, Mikey, you're missing out. It's hard to explain to a younger kid now what we had to go through.
Yep.
When we were little, we had to get a ride to the store, find the cassette tape of the artist that we wanted to listen to,
Yep.
or the VHS tape. If you're older than that, the beta tape.
Yeah. Are you that old?
I'm not. No, I'm not that.
Your dad probably is.
Yeah.
8-track tapes. We used to have to go to the store. So if a new album came out, we had to go to the store and get it.
Yep.
Now you listen to the songs on the radio, and you hope that they played a couple songs that you like. And I remember going, oh, I like a couple of these songs. So you had to think about it and go, do I like this artist, and do I like enough of their songs
To go buy it.
to go buy the CD?
Go buy the tape. Well, and
Tape,
the CD.
and then CD later
Yeah.
on. So, and now here's where I'm going to give you, this is going to blow Mikey's mind. Ready for this?
Yeah.
We used to get a little thing in the mail. And then when we get this thing in the mail, it promised us 10 CDs for 1 penny.
Wait a minute.
Yep. Do you remember those?
10 CDs for a penny.
Yep. With the condition of you buying several CDs down the road.
Yeah.
That was a subscription-based thing.
That was crazy. Oh my God.
Yeah. 10 CDs for 1 penny, and they'd ship them to you.
Oh, wow.
Yep.
I always remember, the big difference between a tape and a CD is like the tapes, they just ran all together. Like, so if you wanted to listen to the 5th track, you had to like fast forward it. Like with a CD player, you can just hit that little fast forward button.
Next button. You just hit the next button. It plays the next song.
And it goes to the next song. So you could just next,
Yep.
till you get to the 5th song, and then you were good.
So, and I got to ask, do you remember the sound the tape made when you fast forwarded it?
Yeah. Yep.
And you got good because you knew how fast the machine you used played it.
Yeah.
So you could fast forward it, and you got really good at like, okay, that's still the same song. Okay, this is toward the end. You learned.
Yeah.
There's a learning curve there.
You learned how to fast forward that machine.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. To know which song to go to. Yeah.
Yep. And if you got really good, you could count it out. 1, 2, 3, 4. Do you remember that?
Yeah.
Oh, the new generation doesn't
It's
understand.
so easy.
No, there's just you don't have to pay for the songs. You
No.
just hit the next button and you're good.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a different world. It's a completely different
It's
world.
so different. It's crazy.
I remember it was World of Warcraft. I did play World of Warcraft. I'm a gamer.
Okay.
I remember when an expansion came out, and we were at the game store at the crack of dawn to get the game so we could get home and upload it and spend all day uploading that. Only for the servers not to be up and running yet. Oh my goodness. Yeah, that Mikey doesn't understand that struggle.
No.
No.
Oh, Lord.
So where do you stand on streaming versus physical copies?
I don't know. I mean, I guess we've kind of we've been kind of almost forced to stream.
Right. Yeah.
You know, especially
You
with your
okay over
music.
there?
Yeah. You know, I mean, they still make CDs and everything, but like a lot of time you don't have CD players in your car.
Yeah, some of the newer vehicles doesn't even have. Yeah.
Yeah. So
No.
it's
It's kind of crazy. It's almost being forced down your throat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I don't know. What's your
There's
thought?
no choice. I like physical copies.
Yeah.
Okay. Here's the thing.
I like taking the CD in and out and changing it.
I like. See, you like the physical movement. I like the ability that if this is why I don't like iTunes. I'm not very fond of iTunes.
Okay.
Because I know people that like there used to be a point where you could buy, like you had to buy music. So you go to iTunes and for 99 cents you buy whatever song you want.
Okay.
Then you had a playlist, and then sometimes people lost playlists when they switched iPhones or they switched services or something like that, or because they went from iPhone to Android or something like that, or do a different carrier. Those didn't transfer over, and then sometimes you had to rebuy them. It was
That sucks.
I don't. Also, because I believe the uprising is coming. I don't want to be listening to music and then have my phone tell me I can't do something.
Yeah.
And say, no, sorry, you don't get access to the cloud anymore.
Be like, what?
I have a digital copy. I could plug it in and I could play it.
Yeah.
You know, I guess I like the physical copy because then I could say, yeah, I own this.
Right.
The physical copies for me are just like if the internet goes out or something, or like, you know, you can just like pop in a CD and still like watch movies and stuff and have entertainment without having internet, so you don't really have to stream.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, and now there's a lot of subscriptions, so, and especially when you're talking about entertainment. So,
Oh, there's so many.
yeah. Now, here's the problem. It's you have to you get to a point where, like our area, we have Cox.
Yeah.
I can't stand Cox.
Right.
I can't stand them. They're horrible. They're overpriced. They keep raising the prices. You don't get any loyalty or anything like that.
Cox is, for everybody out there, Cox is also the digital toaster that Michael has issues with.
Yeah, it is. I do. Now that doesn't mean that you have a company similar to yours, whether it's Comcast or Time Warner, or there's whatever your cable company is.
Yeah.
And it gets expensive. So a lot of people decide they're going to go start streaming, right?
Right.
Well, here's the problem with streaming that we've run into, because we don't go through Cox for any entertainment really anymore.
Right.
It's not our TV service. We're really close to. We're lucky. We're really close to the antennas,
Yeah.
so we actually get the digital signal for all the local channels. So we're good.
Yeah. We're like, bam, right there.
Right. So really nice.
Yeah.
But now the problem that you run into is if you have like a couple favorite shows that you watch, Well, some are on Peacock, some are on Disney Plus, some are on Hulu, some are on Netflix,
Paramount.
Everyone has their streaming service now, which is crazy.
And there's so many of them. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, even, like your major ones, and then you have like, what, isn't there like one called like Tubi or Freevee or something like that?
There's some free ones out there.
Yeah.
Now you could also pay to get other stuff on there.
Okay.
But they have their free versions as well. And then Hulu has different versions depending on what you're going through.
Yeah, they have one with ads or without ads.
So yeah, basically with commercials or out. And if you want to pay not to have commercials, you go to you pay out the yin yang.
Yeah.
So now here I've got to ask, and maybe we need to evaluate some of these as well.
Okay.
So are we saving money not going through Cox? And are we, if you had a choice of saying we're going to go back to cable or continue the streaming, which one do you think you'd go with?
Ooh. I would almost say maybe go back to cable.
Really?
I don't know. I mean, it just...
That's surprising.
Yeah, I'm actually surprised at that answer.
I don't know. I mean, I guess I like streaming for... Okay, so I like streaming for the fact that, you don't have to, like, record it, you don't have to, like, record it and then come back and watch it. You can basically just watch it whenever you want to. So I guess that is
what I like the most of it.
Okay, yeah.
Is because if like you guys start a show and then like, because like I started like MasterChef like way after you guys.
Yeah.
The hell was that?
I don't know.
Like you hit puberty when you said the word.
I don't know.
I started MasterChef way after you. What the hell was that?
That was his dramatic effect.
Was that your dramatic effect?
I don't know what that was.
I thought your balls just dropped. I didn't know what the hell was going on the show. Did you? You've never done that before.
Oh my gosh.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
That wasn't just me. I heard that right? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, go on, Mikey.
I started it like way after you guys.
Oh, yeah. Way after you guys. I'm not going to go down. Way.
And it like with cable and stuff, like I would probably have to like either wait for it to come back around or something like that. Mm-hmm. With streaming, I can just like basically start back at like season 1, episode 1, and just work my way back up.
That's true. And then you have your own separate account, so it's...
Well, not a separate account. It's a different profile on there.
Well,
Different profile, so it's not messing with anybody else.
It's all under our account, but it's a different profile.
okay, different profile. Sorry.
Well, get it right. Get your shit together.
So, I mean, I guess having that option, okay, so that does make it better than cable then.
You also don't have to worry about when we first started. If you didn't have that whole home DVR,
oh yeah,
you remember
the DVR,
you could only watch it in certain rooms in your house.
Oh,
yeah, if you didn't have the whole home and you had the DVR in each room, you had to go to that room to watch that show. Wherever it was like, downloaded on there.
Yeah. Okay.
I don't know. I want to say I prefer physical copies, but as opposed to cable from subscriptions, I think I prefer the subscriptions now.
Okay. And there were some where like if you go back and like try to find like some of your older episodes of something, you would have to pay for them.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, now I notice they're coming out with a lot of like older shows like Beverly Hills 90210.
Yeah.
It's on, I think, Paramount now.
Right.
So you can go back and like rewatch that.
So I don't know. I like that. Now, here's the problem. We have to look at the cost analysis now here and say, because if you're getting every subscription out there to watch all these shows, you're now starting to pay a lot of money.
You're probably going to pay a lot more than if you were just going through cable.
If you think about it, if it's like, if you're paying, $10 for a subscription, and they all vary. So $10 per subscription, and you're getting 10 subscriptions. You're at $100.
Yeah.
Now, don't get me wrong. Our cable was getting up to like 140, 150, and then if you wanted to cut down, you cut some of those shows anyway. I don't know. We might have to look and see how much that's costing us and where that is, but
Okay. Yeah.
it's
Probably wouldn't hurt. We haven't done that.
yeah.
I don't think we've ever done that.
Well, and we might have some. I know we had HBO that switched over to Max now.
Yeah.
And we had that because we were watching Game of Thrones.
Yeah.
Maybe we should look at that and say, what are we not watching, and can we live without this? And is it worth cutting it? I mean, the problem is there's so much content out there to watch. And I have all these channels, and there's some days I I can't find a damn thing I want to watch.
Yeah.
That's what pisses me off. When you look at it, even if you have cable, go into your cable guide, and you'll see that you have like hundreds of channels. You literally do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When you go through that hundreds of channels, and you're like, I can't find a damn thing I want to watch. It kind of pisses you off.
Yeah.
It pisses me off.
Oh yeah.
So
it is quite annoying. So I get that.
But with streaming, you can find like really anything. Like you can find like that old show that you've been wanting to watch for God knows how long. And when you finally find it, you're like, ooh, okay.
yeah, you think that, but there are times where I don't know. I guess mood. Your mood dictates your habits there in entertainment.
Right. Yep.
So there's going to be times where I'm like, yeah, I want to see that, but I just kind of wanted to veg out and just kind of like watch something stupid and easy.
Yeah.
And I didn't want to start a new series right now, and then I don't want to do that. And then there's some days that you're just like, you just want like something on that you could just like, I don't know, unwind to.
Yeah.
And
I think like Family Feud, like that's a hard thing to kind of get now. I mean, unless we know what time it's coming on.
No, you could
So.
get Family Feud any day you want.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
You just have to find the channel it's on.
Yeah.
That's the thing is,
Well, I don't have the patience for that.
Well,
I want it there.
You just go into whatever streaming service and then you just type in Family Feud. Oh, it's not there. Go to the next one. Family Feud. Not there.
you just have to know where it's at. And they're always on repeat and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I want to say it's so easy to just watch a movie nowadays. It's not like, I don't know. I think you lose the. Do you remember movie night when you were a kid?
Yeah.
You guys,
You got to go out to Blockbuster. You got to pick you got to go through the whole wall and see what they have or what's in stock, what's not out of stock or not.
yep.
In
Or
stock.
Hollywood Video.
Yeah, Hollywood
Video. Now, Mikey, Netflix used to send you discs in a mail.
Yeah.
Well, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
You had this like little packet, or you went online.
You signed up.
You picked out what movie you wanted to watch.
Normally, you pick like 3 or 4 movies, and then when you had this movie queue there, remember the movie queue?
Yeah.
So you can pick 5 or 6 movies, and they'll send a movie to you, right?
Okay.
You watch the movie, however long you wanted to use that to watch that movie. When you send it back, when they received it, they automatically sent you the next movie in your queue.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Yep. See,
Yeah, you could take I think like a day to watch it. You could take 5 days.
Yeah, you could take. Yeah, it was like a monthly subscription. So however many discs you wanted to go through, that's what you went through.
Huh.
Yeah.
Blockbuster, you just went down to the movie. I remember. Back then, movie nights were a treat. You know,
Yeah, they were fun.
They were fun. It was a special event. It was, you knew, okay, this Saturday we're gonna have a movie night.
Yeah.
You got to go to Blockbuster, Hollywood Video, whatever movie store that you got it was, and Blockbuster and Hollywood Video were the 2 number ones. Mm-hmm. You got to go through there and you got to pick. Now, if you were a kid, and I remember picking, they would go pick out something off the new release wall,
Yeah.
And generally, you got to pick one or two kid movies. If you're really good, you can pick one or two kid movies.
Yeah.
And then your popcorn and your candy. And it was, you got home, you all sat down, you popped in the tape or the disc. And I mean, it was a almost like a magical moment, wasn't it?
It was like family time that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was different. And Netflix had it when you were getting the disc. When you saw that red envelope, right?
Yeah.
Oh, movie night's coming.
And I mean, they even sent you this envelope so you could send it back. I mean, you didn't. It was the same one that they sent it in, right?
It had the envelope that came through, and then you put it in a new envelope and you send it out there. Yeah.
So, and then you didn't have to do anything with it.
Yeah, you just put it in the mailbox and it was done.
Wow.
Postage was already taken care of through it all and everything. So you didn't have to worry about a stamp or anything. It was wonderful. But that was, to me, that's where the physical and the streaming are different, because that was a special occasion. Now you can just watch a movie anytime you want. This movie dropped, let's just watch it wherever. It's lost its magic to me. So I guess that's my problem. I guess that's my problem between the streaming and the physical copies. It's a memory in my banks here that say, God, that was a special, or you had that date night and you guys that was generally the first date that you generally went over to someone's house.
Yeah.
So you went on a couple dates, you went out to dinner, you did this and that, and then you may have gone to a movie, but that it was different when you're like, hey, do you want to go rent a movie and go back to my place?
Or a game, because you could also rent video games.
Oh yeah,
what? You could rent? You used
yeah.
to be able to rent video games?
I forgot that. Yeah, if you were really good or good grades in school, you ended up getting, you could rent a video game and you had it for 3 days.
Yep.
And boy, you had to play your ass off in those 3 days.
Oh yeah.
I bet you did.
Now Netflix did that too, so you could get a movie. They had a movie, and then you could add video games to it, and then they were on a different rotation.
Oh.
So you could have that video game for however long you want to do it, and then send it in and go through. I think the problem with that was you couldn't play games that required upload or a subscription or anything like that.
Okay.
Which caused problems. So
I could see that. I mean, with how long games have gotten now, renting a video game would be insane.
Oh yeah. That was back in the day when you you could get through a game man, you lost sleep. That was you were looking forward to that weekend. You prepared. It was like you're going to run a 5K marathon. You had to do stretching. You had to prepare. You stayed up a little past your bedtime.
Oh yeah.
A little further every night just to prepare to stay up a little later.
Yeah.
So you weren't tired. You're laughing because you remember doing that, don't you?
Oh Lord.
Yeah, I really couldn't imagine renting a video game now.
Yeah.
With how long they are.
Yeah. So
Or you got to try it out before you went out and bought it.
Oh yeah, that was the video games. Now nowadays you just stream them, right?
Yeah.
Or just download them. Yeah.
Download them.
That you have a hard drive in your Xbox, you could just download them. You go to the
I can just go to the App Store, say, okay, here's the credit card, and then it'll just download it right away.
Yeah, it doesn't do anything. Now, Photoshop, I know Adobe Photoshop and a lot of the Adobe products, you don't go to the store to buy Adobe anymore, or Photoshop. Now you pay a shit ton of money for it, and it goes from there.
Yeah, or Microsoft Office. I remember going to the stores
and getting the big yellow box,
getting the big box with it, and having to go back and download it. Now you don't have to do that either.
You used to buy a big yellow box for Office 365.
I think
no, it wasn't 360. That wasn't 365 at the time.
Yeah.
That was like Office, Office 10 or Office, whatever version it was. And so, and that's the problem is you don't have a product anymore. So if I had Office 10 and that did everything I wanted to do, I could just keep uploading that on my computer. And when I get a new computer, I just, plug it in there.
Yeah.
You can't do that anymore, and they all want it's become a money making scheme to me.
Oh yeah, definitely.
So
That's crazy.
yeah,
Or like you had to you bought your tax box, your box to do your taxes. It was like the same thing. You had to get like the box, and it had like the CD that you had to download to do your taxes.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
remember the big old displays in your like local store when
Yeah.
tax season was there, and it's TurboTax, and then like the competitor next to it, and
Yeah. Wow. Yeah. It's
and then
definitely
you
a
had
dot.
to get, depending on what income level, what you did, if you're self-employed, if you ran a business, there'd like be and it was confusing.
Oh yeah.
She's like, what TurboTax do I get? Do I need to get this one? Basic, Premier, business.
Yeah.
Crazy. and you always knew it was funny because you see the guys that knew what they were doing, they'd walk right up, grab it, and go. And they're like in and out. And then you see the other guys that like walk up and they're like stare at it. Like, oh my God, what am I doing?
There's a lot of options.
Right.
I'm
now
confused.
you just get it all on the computer.
Yeah.
So it's kind of crazy. Yeah. So there's a lot has changed with a lot of this stuff. So, I mean, yeah, kind of crazy. So
It is. Yeah. I miss having my CD player and my cassette player a little bit. We'll have to go over and show you it sometime.
we have some of these relics laying in the house somewhere.
Yeah.
I think I remember seeing a few
Stuff.
stuff. Yeah.
Okay.
They're old.
You know what? Let's take that over to the after show. We'll go through some of this fun stuff in the after show.
All right. Sounds like a
So,
plan.
If you like us, you want to hear more, make sure you like, subscribe. You can do that on Facebook. You can do that on Instagram, and you can definitely do that on X.
Yep. And then you can listen to us on iHeart, Spotify, Apple, Samsung, YouTube Music, or any of your favorite podcast player.
And then you could also watch or listen on YouTube, Rumble, and while it's still around, we do shorts on TikTok. So,
Yes, we do.
all right, I think let's head on over to the after show.
All right. Bye, everybody.
Do you like stories about haunted locations? Or maybe tales of cryptids and spooky folklore from around the world? If so, why not tune in to Haunted Escapes with Chris and Diane, where all this and more will be discussed. New episodes drop every Sunday, the visual versions the following Friday on YouTube. So why not come join us on our Haunted Escapes?